All of your mechs are imported. I just need to organize them, which is what I'm going to do tomorrow.
How
But
long is this
now-
intro sequence gonna take? 'Cause I'm about to fucking fall asleep.
Delaney, you might fall asleep halfway through it. I'm going to be honest with you. Here is what you guys should expect from this. Let's put up. Jarvis, play me a groove.
I could play you the Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater theme.
No.
We're playing this album again because it's quite good.
I can't even mention Metal Gear Solid anymore. Delaney just says no to it regardless.
Not real.
I
So,
like Metal Gear.
we hit. Oh, yeah, by the way, can all of you see the interior of your ship, the Icurus?
Yes.
Excellent. And the hum and whir of machinery surrounds each and every one of you. As you have just, only a couple days ago, made your way out of a blink space gate. Whirring purple and blue and green surrounded all of you as you exited. Probably one of the coolest things you've ever seen, and honestly, probably the only time broke-ass motherfuckers like you are ever gonna get to teleport through space again. The cargo in question, one balding, 32-year-old man, trapped in a cage, talking to literally no one, by himself, in the basement of the ship, which is the cargo bay. And honestly, he was one tough son of a bitch to take down. Raymond, I have a question for you.
Yes.
What was Jim doing to escape capture by the federal government?
Well,
For
glad
his
you know.
various crimes against humanity.
I would suppose he would probably try to keep the low profile going, not staying in low places, but not staying in places for long. Different names, different places, different codes, different groups. You know the gist.
Oh yeah, I got you. So that leaves then a question directed towards all of you. First things first, does your group have an official name? You are essentially a fire team for MSMC. You are allowed to have your own squad name.
We didn't think about that.
Let me take
And
a
if-
look see
and
here.
If all of your characters have, and if you want to make it entertaining,
Can't come up
literally
with shit on
all
the
of your
spot.
characters can have different ideas as to what the actual group name is. And when someone asks, what should we call you? All of you give a completely different fucking answer.
I love that idea.
Yeah, we should roll with that.
Yeah, we should all just come up with different names, and we'll just keep doing that until eventually we finally settle on one.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, one of the names will show up more often.
Okay.
Process of elimination.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. So your esteemed mercenary group here, a small detachment off of the MSMC with your ship, the darling Icurus, which has itself skirted around a few suns in its time, but hasn't run a collision course into a fiery doom inside of a star. Good for all of you. That
Thank you,
being
Otacon.
said, Otacon was probably panicking 99% of the time while you guys were skirting around the star. Anyway, Boss and Otacon are keeping the ship on a smooth, straight flight path. You're in an entirely different system now. The problem with blink space gates, especially ones not maintained by Union, that they can just kind of spit you out in random fucking places. The good news for you, though, is that you have connection to something called the OmniNet. And, well, God knows that you guys would be much worse off without it. You don't think good old Shangyangy here would actually survive a day without access to the OmniNet, where he constantly tells his everyday adventures to his audience of adoring fans every single day. He just vlogs around the ship, and the ship gets quite small after a while.
He also streams games.
Shangyangy, I have an extra task for you.
So
Other
basically,
than-
Shangyangy just bothers everyone.
Exactly. This is a streamer house, except it's not actually. It's the worst streamer house in existence.
Streamership.
Streamership.
The streamer house with one streamer.
So, Shangyangy, I am giving you an extra exercise.
Okay.
Not only do you have to come up with what you think would be a name for the group, you also need to come up with individual nicknames that your audience members would give
Oh.
to each of your crewmates.
Oh. Okay.
Oh boy, I am interested to see what happens here.
I can give you. We can chat about it tomorrow over lunch or something. I can give you inspiration. We can. We'll definitely have some fun. Some fun with it.
Yeah. I think I just need to get to know their characters first.
No, absolutely, absolutely. Of course, all of you have been traveling together for how long, Delaney?
What? Wait, why are you asking me?
I'm
You're
leaving
the
that up
last
to you.
edition.
How
What?
long has everyone been traveling together?
Wait, why are you asking me?
Why
You're the
not?
last edition.
Not necessarily. It's
last-
more like. It's more like. What do you think? What do you think is the level that Zayden would have to be able to comfortably travel with another group of people? How many missions? How many weeks, months, or years? Or was it not a choice by Zayden at all? Has it only been really a couple of months? And Zayden's just trying to work up the mana, the scratch, for a particular kind of operation.
I feel like he's somewhat comfortable with them now. So I'd say we've probably been traveling with each other for the better part of a year, I'd say.
Excellent. And so it all
Less.
began
But
on that grassy fucking
I feel like this
hellscape.
ship is full of a lot of personalities that grate on each other.
Absolutely.
I don't know what you mean.
Best streamer house ever.
I agree.
And so it all began
Yes.
in that
But-
grassy
I feel like
fucking hellscape,
it's
where all of you,
probably
not actually all of
taken
you,
everyone quite a
Who's
bit
she
of time.
talking to?
I have no idea. Delaney! Delaney!
What?
God. Oh my god.
Damn, that's
So-
unfortunate.
I will say it all began in that
Oh god! I haven't been
Maybe, are you
having
back, bro?
problems all night. Did anyone hear anything that I was saying?
Nope.
No.
No.
I wondered why the response from you was so delayed. Okay.
All right, give it another
I
shot.
haven't. I was just saying that we have a lot of grading personalities on this ship, and I feel like it would just take everyone, because everyone is so different personality-wise, just a good majority of time to be able to comfortably coexist. Maybe not comfortably, but just coexist
Hmm.
on the same ship. Was my reasoning behind the better part of a year answer. Not that you could fucking hear me!
And so it all began on that grassy hellhole of a planet. Really, you can't tell whether or not it was several months or probably getting closer to a year now. A year ago, in the year of a no longer existent lord, 14, or rather 5013 U, where all of you met together under less than ideal circumstances, as all of you were essentially assigned by MSMC to an emergency job that pretty much served as what is known as your milk run, a standardized test that MSMC gives out to prospective pilots. Yours just happened to be a little bit more difficult than normal. Starscream, you were dropped on the other side of the fucking planet. You had to fight off several mechs by yourself. And it was only at the very end of your fight you were able to patch and link yourself to Shangyangy, where he had significantly more backup in helping to defend the data towers that you all had been assigned to. You weren't even there. You were fighting for your fucking life. As in, you were just fresh out of the cloning vat, looking for a job for your operation. First job, you crash land on a planet, completely wrong area, and now have to fight for your life again.
Perfect. Seems par for the course.
And then, after all of you had successfully defended the data towers, you extracted from that planet and took on a couple more missions. Together. Not on purpose, as fate has always found a way to bring all of you back together in one group, one way or another. And it all came to a head when you were all given a contract by a mysterious corporate entity, a big paying job, perhaps your first big break. And it's to capture this balding 32-year-old man. And believe it or not, despite one of your mechs almost being blown to smithereens by fanatical cultists, it fucking worked. So that does leave a question that I leave to you, Torin and Waylon, Boss and Crow.
Mhm.
How did you capture the fucker?
Not easily, of course, but I would imagine that there would be some sort of fucking distraction of
How
absurdity.
does an ex-construction worker and a technological super soldier put together a plan to
The same,
capture balding 32-year-old man simulator?
the same way we took on the data towers, of course. I used
How's
my
that?
ass as a human distraction, and Crow tore into them from afar.
Tore into them. No! No!
I said Crow.
I like that tore into them.
Tore into them.
And honestly, apt to Crow's call sign, tore into the metal flesh from afar, as you acted as a distraction, depleting the cultists' numbers with wave after wave of munitions, until only the balding 32-year-old man with a wrecked mech was left standing.
With what?
I believe the last time we were trying to bring him back into the ship, he was singing this really old song. It's something about fire,
No.
and it
No.
was scary. I'm gonna be honest. Old man's
Love
probably losing
being
his
a-
mind.
Love being a burning thing, and he was talking to someone who wasn't even there. So this dude's clearly nuts.
Hmm.
Where do you even get a cassette tape from that? That's a. You'd have to go to some streams to find something like that.
It also doesn't help that on the tablets that Shangyangy always conveniently carries with him, you were able to access a
iPad kid.
iPad
confirmed.
kid. iPad kid. You were able to access a
Sorry.
unions. You were able to access a union's most wanted database, as in a blacklist of people who are not allowed within 3 light years of a blink space station. His name was up there in the top 10, and you were scrolling through his crimes, and you about 10 minutes to get through all of them by just constantly scrolling down. Surprisingly enough, one of the biggest ones in there was jaywalking.
Was it jaywalking in space or on
Where
a planet?
did you jaywalk?
Yes, it was
What do you
jaywalking
like
in
to know?
space
Great.
in a construction site,
Oh,
derailing cargo ships and causing hundreds of thousands of mana and damage, and 32 dead
32 dead.
by jaywalking.
Okay.
It was the most prolific case of manslaughter via jaywalking that has ever happened in Union space.
In my defense,
What?
I
This is some
wasn't
really
paying
cheerful
attention.
music for that. 32 dead.
It's meant to be. It's more also meant to be funny. I just imagine Shangyangy like scrolling down. It's like, what? Jaywalking, and then clicks and starts reading. No, starts reading the dossier like the fucking Ratatouille meme.
You're reading through it, and all you see is his chat using the emote of the mod Delaney has for the Resident Evil sniper scope. That is just someone pointing back at it.
No, it's this one. It's the reading one. 32 counts of manslaughter.
yeah, you'd probably react in a way like that.
Hold on. I got this.
Chat, can we get some F's, chat? F's for all the people who died in the infamous jaywalking incident.
Hold on.
That incident was deemed gym walking.
No!
What was that?
Hold on.
No,
Gym walking. Oh no.
that's terrible. I think you should be put down for that one. Not the Ashley Park.
Oh,
Please make that an emote immediately.
Okay, hold on. I gotta change it from whatever the fuck it is. I need to make it a PDF. Hold on.
yeah, no, he'd read it like the Ratatouille thing, and then he'd hold the paper up instead of pointing. He'd hold it up like that so that the chat can just see it.
This is the original, by the way, guys. This is the original meme, by the way.
Oh,
Yes,
that-
Yeah.
no, I'm aware.
I'm aware of it too. I just think it's funnier when it's different circumstances.
Oh yeah.
I like the Venture one specifically.
Hold on, I need to fucking shit. I don't have any of my Adobe stuff on my computer anymore.
Alrighty,
I moved
but continuing
it, so it's
on,
taking
all
up
of
much
you
space.
are sailing cleanly and smoothly through Dyesporn space. Honestly, you expected the last job to go a whole hell of a lot worse. But, despite some minor cosmetic damage to some of your mechs, that was pretty easily fixed thereafter. It was good stuff. And as the days wind on, traveling at a near light speed, as you're passing a planet, you are forced to slow down. On site as a precautionary procedure. Don't want to be going near light speed and whizzing past a planet with a stronger gravitational pull than your object in space. Probably not a good idea. That being said, you're strolling on past this, and suddenly, Shangyangy, your dream stops.
What?
Computer.
I'm just gonna like.
Shangyangy, your stream stops. And your connection to the OmniNet is instantaneously severed.
Just gonna have like a confused face. Just look up. Just like slow tap the screen.
I spammed it too much. Hold on.
And after you tap it a few times, your futuristic computer will blue screen.
I'm gonna do like a raging. What?
What?
And you hear a jingle, a tune you've never heard before. Do, 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 do. And you see a symbol of the reigning governmental authority over a cradle. You see Union's symbol. As it seems that someone has forcefully blue screened your computer and is sending you a transmission they are forcing you to pay attention to.
Okay. I don't know how I like this.
And the transmission text reads out as thus. It reads out, "Greetings, MSMC mercenaries. We understand you are traveling through Union territory with precious cargo. And you have a bounty that you are looking to collect. However, we are amplifying a signal that we are bringing to your attention. A distress signal from the planet which you are currently about to exit orbit from. Therefore, being the closest pilots in the system, we must ask that you halt your vessel and consider our offer." And it's assumed like you're in your own cabin at this point, Shangyangy. Do you bring this to everyone's attention, or are you just gonna sit in
Is this like a one-way stream, or is it like we can communicate?
It's much more complicated than that. Imagine something literally crashing your computer and then typing out a message as you're looking at your computer and trying to fix it.
Do I have like a comm link to everybody on the ship?
Yep.
I'm
So you can literally share what you're seeing to everyone.
I'm gonna do that.
I imagine Otacon keeps those things maintained like 24/7.
Oh, Shangyangy, do you let Otacon mess with your systems, or is that your personal business?
He
I'd
doesn't
say-
like go into systems, but he keeps a comm link up between everyone should they need it.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
I'd say if I need Otacon's assistance, I let him in, but most of the time I just do my thing.
Fair enough. So you're patching this through to Otacon and thereby everyone on the ship except for Jim.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, everybody, somebody blue screen me. Listen to this.
I've been blue screened.
And you are enjoying a lovely nap, Zayden, when when the sort of headset that's loosely attached to your head blasts Shanggy's voice into your ear.
Oh, Shaggy, what the fuck?
You jerk upwards, or like in a bunk, you jerk upwards and you hit your head.
Ow.
And your eyes are just sort of like slowly adjusting, sort of like eyes are like watering from banging your head on the ceiling. And as the blurriness is sort of going away, you see, like in some part of your vision, as Shanggy is essentially sharing some visuals with all of you. And you see a blue screen with a message that seems to be being transmitted in real time through Shanggy's fucking computer. And the detailed operation continues to be described as whatever portion of Union is currently contacting you lets you know that you are orbiting a planet known as Hercynia. And that name does not ring a bell to any of you. You have never heard the word Hercynia in your life. But the way that this Union message is being delivered to you is being treated with utmost care, as if the word itself has significant weight to it. And then it's described to you as any other job offer you'd get from a corpo state. You are to land on the surface of Hercynia and make contact with a group called Landmark Colonial. They are a subsidiary of the Smith Shimano Corporation.
Can you repeat that one more time?
They are basically requesting that you make contact with a group called Landmark Colonial. And they are a subsidiary company of the Smith Shimano Corporation, or SSC. You are to make contact with their representative on the ground, force them to present their credentials, and then you are to integrate into the local hierarchy.
I'd have a question.
From there, this is not like a live communication, by the way. This is
No,
literally just like a message being read out, pretty much.
I have a question for you, Joseph, not about this mission
Sure.
briefing. How is this going to work, considering they're Union and I have an NHP?
Oh, Union knows you have an NHP. Don't worry. They wouldn't allow you to travel through blink space if they didn't know that. They're keeping tabs on you. Don't worry.
So they just know about everyone? Like,
Not necessarily, but they know they're pretty good at keeping track of NHPs, because if they don't, or they're pretty much exactly precise at keeping track of NHPs within Union space, which you guys are technically right on the edge of Union space, so OmniNet is still functional. Blink gates are as well.
okay.
Anyway, they continue to explain. Hercynia was once subject to a wide, catastrophic expeditionary campaign. And then Union goes into a little bit of detail about something called SECOM. That is a term that rings a bell. There have been 3 iterations of Union throughout the millennium. First Com, SECOM, and the current Third Com. First Com was colonialist. They just expanded outwards from Cradle to other Diasporan planets. SECOM was an anthro-chauvinist movement, meaning they believed that humanity, or in their effective version of it, humans from Cradle specifically were superior and needed to dominate their arm of the galaxy. Much of what remains of SECOM is now instead a part of a specific company called Harrison Armory. A revolution happened a couple hundred years back that overthrew the Second Committee, forced them to retreat to their own planet and start afresh, leaving space for Third Com to be born and Utopia to be realized. From what all of you have heard about SECOM, none of it was good. We're talking mass executions, destroying whole ecosystems, planets, with TBK or total biome kill weapons. We're talking sending kinetic weapons through space that won't arrive until thousands of years into the future, but once they do, they will tear a hole into the planet's core and kill everyone on their surface. SECOM fucking sucked. Everyone who knows about SECOM knows at least that much. Even Harrison Armory, which is a derivative of SECOM, denounces some of their worst acts. That being said, Third Com makes everything just a bit better.
I was just from the call.
That being said, all of you are informed that this was a planet. Oh, Delaney, you good, buddy?
Help!
I think she's trying.
Hello? She's dying.
Help!
All of
Delaney,
you are
stop dying.
essentially informed. Oh,
Oh, there she
all
goes.
of you are essentially informed that this planet, Hercinia, was the target of a SECOM expeditionary campaign. The records that you are shown that are shared to all of your slates, which are kind of like iPads or phones in this, which are shared to all of your slates simultaneously, lack detail. A lot of what you can read has been blocked out or is only pieced together from half-destroyed records.
I need your
Junk
help.
code.
You need to kill me.
But as they build from what has been recovered from old Union colonial missions, indicate that SECOM mounted a handful of similar campaigns against the resistant populations of this planet. And to account for that, as Otacon verifies with a quick scan of the surface, as much as he can get anyway, that accounts for massive amounts of radiation, distress signals, encrypted communications, and noise coming off the world.
So definitely a mech op.
Union, in this message to all of you, states that you should expect to encounter old SECOM-era Union military infrastructure, possibly in the form of unexploded ordnance, waste radiation, or even abandoned ground-based or subterranean-based installations. So essentially, they are requesting you to land on a planet that has been recovering from being glassed, essentially, by SECOM.
Yep.
But
Jim
a
was
colonial mission has been set up there for quite some time, so there is a thriving population. Union is requesting all of you at the end of this transmission to treat the situation as delicately as possible. They do not intentionally insult your reputation as mere smoke mercenaries. They just repeatedly state that this planet is on the mend still. It is particularly fragile. and there may be an indigenous human culture apart from the recolonialization done in part by Landmark Colonial. And it is said that if you encounter them, you are to do your utmost to uphold the Union's 3 pillars.
Oh no.
What are the 3 pillars?
The Union's 3 pillars are pretty simple. It's pretty much don't enslave people, give people a place to live, and make sure people don't starve. So when they mean uphold the Union's 3 pillars, they mean treat these people like they're actually people. Don't fucking kill them for no reason.
Oh, that's easy enough.
Try to engage with them and
You
be as
say that
friendly with
now,
them as
but we have
possible.
the Jim Pickens with us.
Yeah, try to engage with them and be as friendly with them as possible. And then they continue that all of you will not be stuck here forever. They are sending their closest group of pilots to help assist you and eventually relieve you from duty on this planet. So none of you will be here for more than a year, essentially, is what they're pretty much making out for. Because they state pretty much that you have to stay here for, not have to, but this mission, should you choose to accept it, has you all staying here for potentially up to 4 seasons.
Damn.
What if
Okay.
I just say no?
You are allowed to
We
refuse.
have a choice.
Yeah. Well,
The-
better question. They want us to take this, and they know that we have Jim Pickens in the ship with us, correct?
Yes.
What do they think we're supposed to do with him?
Leave him in the ship.
They did tell you
For
that they
4
would be
seasons?
sending. They did tell you that they would be sending basically another group of pilots here as soon as possible. So they might send a transport vessel to take him off your hands for you and give you your compensation.
Oh, okay.
They
might
also
have been out of
They
call for
also
that one.
state that all of you will not be doing this job unpaid, and they will allow you advanced
Okay.
and expedited access to newer and more powerful weapons and mech licenses.
I was literally about to say, I'll ask this question because I know we're all thinking it. What's our payment for this job? But you beat me to it, Joseph.
Pretty much, their payment is unlimited access to any Union-based 3D printer to print anything you have the license for, and
Ooh.
advanced and expedited access to new licenses.
I like to.
Pretty much that's like saying, we're going to give you an in on any of the 5 corporations so you can take a license from whoever the fuck you want without having to worry about paying the ridiculous fucking price for it. Is essentially what that translates into.
Seems like a good payout to me.
It does.
Indeed,
I
it
would say
does.
so.
Though trying to figure out what to do with the precious cargo. Not it. I don't want to kill
And
that old man.
unfortunately, the details of your job did specify that he has to be alive to receive proper justice. So, unfortunately, you can't just jettison him out of the airlock.
I mean, we
What's
were
the
told
plan?
we were told we were to meet up with a certain group of people, weren't we?
Yes, Landmark Colonial. They also send you coordinates as to where they would be, so you're not searching over the whole planet.
Could we have them watch him while we're doing our job?
That could probably be arranged.
Is
Whoa.
Jim like in a brig, or is he just like tied up in our cargo bay?
Bro's in a cage.
No, bro is in the bottom of the cargo bay in a cage.
Okay.
Despite all my rage, I am still just a rat in a cage. Anyway.
So we
I
do
love that
like
song.
Sea of Thieves, put them in the brig, and just fill up the bottom of the ship with water.
Okay, that's a bit much money. That's violating one of the utopian pillars
That's that.
regarding
What is that?
imprisonment and enslavement.
What? But if it works, it works.
Yeah.
If it works, it works.
Otacon,
Okay.
give this man trench foot.
God, that's terrible. All right. So, do all of you choose to accept this lucrative job from Union?
Yeah.
You don't have to say yes.
Sure, why the hell not?
But imagine that we would like sit down and talk about it before like accepting and stuff. But yeah,
We like
I
over
said
comms.
we should
Let's
do it.
sit and talk.
And Etsuko, not sorry, Jesus, not Etsuko. That's how tired I am. Shangyangy, on your computer, you just see one final line that says, "Do you choose to accept?" And there is a Y and an N.
I'm gonna ask over the comms how that deal sounds to everybody. Me personally, I'm all for it. Union printers, they're pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm also with that. I would really very much like access to all those printers, so I say we go for it.
So that's one yes.
They are some pretty good printers, but that license level can't be passed up. They're pretty good printers, but those license levels can't be passed up either. I say we accept this job.
That's two.
I agree. I mean, what more can go wrong?
Why the fuck would you? Why would you say that?
As
Why
soon
would the
as
fuck
you say that,
Oh
as soon
my
as you
God.
say that, Crow, the ship lists a little bit, just above orbit,
Otacon.
and you'll hear Otacon just sort of patch into the comms. That's weird. There's no such thing as turbulence in space, but I swear I just felt something tug on the hull of the ship.
Oh well, that's a lovely.
Are
fucking
you
comment.
all sure you want to engage in this kind of thing? I mean, I have the utmost faith in Union's integrity, but this seems weird. I mean, what do any of you really even know about Hercinia?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I am constantly connected to the largest source of information that has ever been available to humanity, and I can't find a damn thing besides a name. So,
That's not good.
no, I don't think it is. But, if you all were wondering my vote, well, obviously it's going to be no, but I've been outvoted.
Well, we
Come on,
stick with that
Otacon.
guy.
Maybe next time, Monica.
Sorry, Otacon. Money's a bit more important right now.
No, I understand the draws of capital, even though we are in a post-capital galaxy.
It's not about the money, Otacon.
Oh yes, of
It is
course. It's
about the
never
money.
about the money until it is actually about the money.
It is
You-
absolutely about the money. What the fuck are you
Was the
talking
last
about?
job not
No,
about
no.
the money?
I'm speaking specifically of this. The last job was kind of complicated. We need better firepower.
Kind of.
I read every
I was
detail of that dossier. That was as straightforward as possible. It's
We
fine.
need better. We need better firepower, and this is the way to get better firepower.
There are other ways to get better firepower. We were on a roll with those MSMC jobs. Now we're taking some lucrative cash grab from Union who takes decades to respond to any prop. It's fine. It's fine. I've been outvoted. I won't complain. How about we just take a closer look at the planet. The ship just sort of pulls forward a bit as all of you move a bit closer to the planet. And the first thing that all of you notice is you sort of are able to view the planet either from like being patched into the comms or like respective viewports. You see the planet is entirely covered in roiling, angry gray and black clouds. The only areas of the planet that are not covered in storm clouds of some variety are the north and south poles.
What did you say those total devices were? Like total kill
They're called
devices?
total biome kill devices.
TBK.
Yes. Sounds like something from fucking Metal Gear Solid. I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah, it does.
What do they
I-
do?
TBK.
Do you guys think we're equipped to even handle this mission?
I mean, our mechs filter radiation.
And, well, from the reports from that Union message, if you could call it that, there is a colonial project on the surface of the planet. And from what I can find on Hercynia, it was largely a jungle planet at one point or another. That's really all I can find. So it is likely to be habitable down there. Actually, the surface is probably coated in oxygen. Well, if you could breathe without hard suits. Now, whether or not you'd want to wear a hard suit with all that ambient radiation is completely up to you, but
I don't want to take some of Otacon's advice. He's been kind of adamant about it. He does have more information than we normally have.
That's true.
Oh no, don't feel right.
It is a very ominous planet.
I'm not disagreeing with either of you, mind. Again, I voted no as soon as I saw the scary planet. Just letting that be known. And it's not like they're isolated storm cells or anything. It's like every square inch of the planet is covered with monsoon. But again, it will be fine. I think, probably. We'll just have to go to the surface and check it out. And if it's not habitable, we can always just leave. And just tell Union to send someone else. They did say that we could refuse the job after all.
Yeah. We do have the option to.
Right, so maybe I can stick that yes or no in the back line. Maybe just sort of put it off. Oh, sorry, Shangyangy. Your computer's going to be down for a little bit.
How long is a little bit?
That message is the only thing that they're blasting through to our systems right now. The only thing. It might pick back up, ironically enough, when we're closer to the planet's surface.
I'm gonna say we put it at a strong. We put it at a strong maybe, and go take a look before we decide.
Right. Okay. Well, I advise all of you to find something to hold on to.
And boss would sit his ass down in the captain chair.
I'm in a bed. Oh no.
Trevor doesn't find anything to hold on to. Just fucking rolls around in the ship. Ah, fuck!
The real question is Raymond's cage secured, or is it just
No.
sitting in the
Absolutely
brig?
not. So we've got Zayden and Jim Pickens rolling around.
We gotta wham, bam,
You know what this implies? That Trevor's computer is bolted down, because otherwise
It
it'd be
is.
going all over the place.
Trevor's supercomputer is bolted to something or another.
So is my gamer chair. Literally locked in.
Doesn't even roll around. Chat, I'm locked in.
This space turbulence isn't gonna stop me.
Wow.
I love that. I gotta say, I fucking love Trevor's character so much.
This is fucking great.
I love the diverseness of fucking space. It's so great.
We're all over the board.
is fucking amazing. I love this game. Holy shit.
Oh, my fucking graphics card.
Did somebody just unflip a knife?
You
Wait,
heard
said
that?
something about
Interesting.
a graphics card, and then a snap, and I thought he just fucking snapped his
Snap this
graphics
fucking
card
graphics card. All right. So all of you will reach closer and closer to the planet's surface, and eventually, you will break the most extant layer of atmosphere. And now we'll cut to Jim down in the cargo bay. Jim, everything gets a little bumpy. Your metal cage slides 1 inch to the left.
Uh-oh.
Why specifically 1 inch?
It was
Raymond,
calculated.
Raymond, are you there, buddy?
Raymond.
I imagine he's just meditating in the cage.
I don't think Raymond's mic is working because he's been texting in the chat.
Either that or he's just dead asleep.
What?
He's communicating. Oh, Raymond. Hey, buddy.
Yes.
Are you awake?
Yeah.
I'm describing. Are you sure? I'm describing a scene for you.
Oh. Oh. Yeah. No. Yep. Tell me.
Yep. Definitely not sitting up from bed.
Do we have camels in here?
No, I just heard you getting up from your fucking bed. I know
Oh.
what the sound of bed is. Especially your bed, buddy. Anyway, whoa, who said that? Anyway, Jim, you are down in the cargo bay.
Yes.
Your heavy metal cage shifts 1 inch to the left as something bumps. And you see, despite this area being pitch black dark with nothing but very dim orange lights, despite that, you see, as if she were in perfectly bright light, you see a small girl coloring a piece of paper nonsensically with crayons.
We have a kid on the ship?
No.
Who brought the child? Why is there a kid on the ship?
I'll name her Janet.
Fucking
Come on.
Janet, you want her to die, obviously.
What do you mean?
Janet's
What?
not bad.
I love how the first
Name
thing he
the
does with his
Jim's
final
mother.
name.
Thank you very much.
Whose kid is it?
Whose kid is this?
So, Janet is coloring on a
Boss.
piece of paper, and she seems utterly unperturbed by the ship bouncing around a little bit. And after a handful of minutes, she finishes her drawing and proudly displays it to you. It's
Aw.
a child's depiction of herself and you holding hands like a family.
Happy 42 dead people at the jaywalk, isn't it?
No. She
Oh.
just draws a picture of like herself and you holding hands, but you're inside of a cage. But
Ah,
she's still smiling and there's still flowers around.
that's nice.
And well, do you take the drawing?
Yeah, of course.
Alrighty.
Hang it up on a fridge when I get the chance.
Yep, you can't really hang it up anywhere, but hey. As soon
Yeah.
as you take it and you look over it and appreciate it, she gets this big toothy grin on her face, and you notice that she's lost one of her teeth.
Ah. Yep.
Not a permanent one. Not
gingivitis.
a permanent one though, just a baby tooth.
Ah.
And then she gets up from drawing and then wanders away from your cage and looks at the other things that are in the cargo bay. And you see her going around and, well, you can tell she's definitely related to you because she starts poking at things that she really definitely shouldn't poke.
Uh,
And you see a tiny bolt of light emanate from her finger as she touches a nearby mech that's been powered down.
Huh.
And for a brief moment, the mech's what essentially accounts for its face, though it's really more of like the head part of the mech, pretty much. The lights that count as its visors that store its sort of sensors briefly flash and light up for a moment as the other lights in the cargo bay also flash and a song begins to play. Hold on. And surprisingly enough, all of you would hear this right above the cargo bay. You'd hear a very, very muffled song being played. As outside of through Boss's mech, Johnny Cash Ring of Fire is being played.
Through Boss's mech?
I imagine Otacon's cask is still in my mech, connected to the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
What is
So
Otacon saying about
distracts Otacon as he's trying to navigate the ship through storm clouds.
Oh my god! No.
And suddenly the ship lists even further. As one of the wings seems to sort of almost shoot up in a direction before the ship has to automatically stabilize itself, almost as if Otacon was the ship and Otacon was flinching. What? Who? How? In my... I'm still... Who's playing Ring of Fire? And Janet seems absolutely delighted by this. She's sort of like hopping up and down and clapping as she thinks that the lights flashing from the tortured mech are pretty.
they sure
Oh dear lord.
oh no.
are. It looks completely safe for children to play with.
Absolutely,
Go ahead,
especially with
have
all
fun.
the weapons mounted on it.
You know, the giant sword, for one thing.
And eventually, she'll run back over to your cage, Jim, and she'll grab both of your hands. And she's doing like a weird little dance, pretty much, while moving your arms up and down.
Oh,
That's adorable.
concerned.
Why does Jim have connection to a child?
Why does Jim have a child? Period.
Why is the child in the cargo bay?
Why do we have the child?
I don't
You're
think we actually have the
the
child.
Poor
Pretty,
Jane. Poor
pretty,
Jane.
pretty sure the child is just in Jim's head.
He is crazy.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's why y'all hear Ring of Fire. Because
And-
I'm crazy. I'm the crazy
and-
one.
And Jim, as the song ends, your daughter slowly stops dancing. And it seems that all that activity, all that drawing, all that running around, electrocuting a mech with her weird abilities, seems to tire her out. And so she walks up to the door for your cage, which is electronically protected by several layers of encryption and security. It is the most sophisticated cage you could ever put anyone in. there were such a thing in this day and age. And she simply taps on the little touchscreen and it turns off.
No, someone didn't sharp-proof the thing. Alright.
She opens the door just wide enough to slip in, and then taps it again and it turns back on and locks again.
Oh.
Thank God, child. Thank
What?
God.
And then she just lays down and leans against you and slowly starts to fall asleep.
Oh my god, I gotta
Oh,
fucking
no.
draw this.
Oh, why would you make Jim Pickens have such a heartwarming scene? Ugh.
She's disgusted by
I
it.
hate you. This is amazing.
And-
Ugh. I'm horrified.
Jim, you could get up and probably leave the cage if you wanted to. But the question is, do you want to?
I mean, the ship is
Besides-
going through outer space, isn't it?
Yeah, you don't really have much. You don't really have anywhere to go.
Yeah, the best case scenario, I get out, and then they just put me back in the cage, so I'll
Yeah.
stay.
Perhaps violently.
Yeah.
And you probably wouldn't want your daughter to see you beating up a bunch of random space criminals, so.
Yeah, I could single-handedly escape
Criminals.
and turn these crooks into the authorities, but
Of course.
You try that, you will have a new hole in your knee.
it's nap time, and
It is
someone
nap
wake her
time.
up. Yeah,
That's absolutely true. You know, you don't want these criminals to be a bad influence on your young and impressionable child.
of course,
Of course.
of course.
And the ship lists a couple more times as you're breaking through more and more layers of atmosphere, more and more layers of cloud. As Otacon sounds off every couple of seconds, the distance to the surface. But eventually, things take a turn for the worse. As very momentarily, everyone in the ship, your hair will stand on end.
Nope, not like that.
I have hair.
What little hair you have, Jim, you do see like your daughter's messy hair like raise upwards in static. As suddenly the ship is struck by a bolt of lightning out of nowhere. One so massive and so energetic, a super bolt of lightning, so powerful that every system in the ship simultaneously shuts off. And suddenly all of you are gliding downwards in a tin can.
Wonderful.
No. What the
Don't
fuck
like-
is this?
Don't like that.
The escapist.
Don't like that one bit.
I love the escapists, bro.
I hate this song so much.
Gave me a heart attack every time I heard it.
Yes.
Hold on. I might be able to come up with a better one. Is this the right one? That's not the right one. It's playing off of fucking Spotify. That's why. EU. Hold on, chat. Hold on, chat. It's not the right one. I need to start an activity. I can't believe I'm starting a fucking activity. It's literally not the right song. You'll see what I mean.
Oh. was laid down in my chair, all nice and comfy. Now I gotta move to touch my mouse.
Wait, that's still bad.
Yes. And the ship's auxiliary systems will turn on as blaring alarms sound. And boss, you will hear Otacon's voice. You will hear Otacon's voice sounding dazed and confused as a oh, what happened?
We just got struck by a lightning bolt.
Ships? I've never seen this before. Reactor's completely fried. What did you say we got hit with?
A lightning bolt.
That's not good. I'm not sure I can reboot the ship in time before we hit the ground.
Is there anything I can do to speed this process along?
You could try buying us more time by just, well, pulling the steering up.
And that I can do.
Alrighty?
So wait,
boss,
just for,
you need a
just for
co-pilot?
clarification, real quick. The ship's in free fall right now, correct?
The ship is
Yeah.
currently in freefall. All of you are in zero
And
gravity.
Zayden was in a bed.
Oh lord.
Yes, so you float upwards.
I think as soon as that happened, boss would like use the ship's intercom and just be like, "All right, everybody, all hands on deck. The ship is falling."
Well, no fucking duh.
Zayden is regretting every life decision he ever made at this point.
I imagine everyone simultaneously is like, no shit!
Do something about it.
I would imagine that Chalice would find the closest chair that they could fucking find and strap the fuck in.
Help me, I'm stuck in the room!
Help
I
me!
never got
I'm
strapped
stuck
in!
underwater.
I'm banging my head
Oh, she's gone.
down.
There goes
Do
your
do I have to make a roll, Joseph?
Zane's like bumping up and down. Like, ah, ah, ah.
Do I have to make a roll for this, Joseph?
Yes, you do. I need. What skills do you have available to you, my boy?
Survive would work for this.
Survive would work for this. I'm gonna say you should do stay cool.
Invent to create, read the situation. Yep, I can do stay cool. Here comes that nat 20 again.
Let's hope so, buddy.
Instant not one.
Oh, you privately rolled it.
How do
Reveal
can I it won't let me.
Right click it?
I'm right clicking, it's not working. Here, I'll do it this way.
Yeah,
Right
just-
click doesn't do anything.
Oh,
For
here.
any of us.
I'm not lying, by the way. That was another nat 20.
No shit, that was an ad
no
20?
shit.
It was a nat 20. Well, look at the stream.
Holy
That's
shit!
crazy.
God damn! Blood is rolling hot.
How are you rolling these?
It's always the first roll of every session is a nat 20.
Survival situations.
So, funnily enough, a nat 20 in this situation would actually be a heroic success. So, by gritting your teeth, grabbing onto the side controllers, and even with this thing's auxiliary power, with a system that doesn't work, you manage to pull up this spacecraft enough to at least get it to a slightly more than you're almost at a 90-degree angle sort of glide, so almost in a straight line. But the further down you go and the less cloud cover you have, the more difficult that's going to be. Basically, you've extended everyone's time and no one's any longer in free fall, pretty much.
I'm so sorry, but when you said gritting your teeth, I heard grittying.
No, you're not grittying your teeth. So, Snake, you literally, though you wouldn't consider yourself an expert at piloting spaceships, this was an excellent display of skill, boss. This is why you're the best. As you manage to buy enough time for everyone to make 1 to 2 decisions on how they're going to prepare for potential impact. Everyone, including yourself as well.
Is there any way I could try to like fix the systems from my little chair with hack or fix?
Hacker fix would work. You would need to go to the ship's reactor, though.
Well, if he just stabilized the ship, I'm gonna try to make my way there.
Alrighty. There is another person with, I believe, either hacker fix or inventor create.
I also have
Hold on.
Inventor Create.
Hold on, I gotta get to my pilot roster.
So do I have to
just like
stay?
slowly getting up, like, oh, oh.
Multiple
Do I have to
concussions.
stay here trying to stabilize this?
Actually, you know what? With that nat 20, I think if you want to, you can literally just tell Otacon to lock it into place, and then
Fun
you can
fact,
take 1 to 2 actions of your own.
I have
Otacon,
both
lock
hack
this
or fix
console.
and inventor create.
Alrighty.
have
So
both.
are you gonna go with Shangyangy to try to fix the reactor?
Yeah, just let me stumble out of my room holding my head.
I am
and holy
also
shit,
going
I
to
just
go and
hit
try and
every
fix the
fucking
reactor.
surface in that room.
Alrighty. So both you are you also going with them, boss?
Yes.
Alrighty. So all 3 of you clambered down. Oh yeah. What about you, Crow? What's your plan?
Imagine if everyone's going to the reactor, Chalice would figure out to try and grab supplies like a med kit and maybe some, throw it into a bag, in case if any kind of cargo gets lost if we do actually crash.
And that is an excellent idea, as you, upon your next mission, will be able to secure enough supplies doing this to where you will be able to gain a reserve of your choosing by next session.
Okay.
Probably something related to either food or medical supplies, but I digress. So this is Boss, Starscream, and Shangyangy all going out a crowded and cramped hallway, while the ship is doing its best to maintain as flat a descent as possible.
So from what Otacon said, the reactor's fried.
And the door
He's-
leading to the reactor has a red light above it, meaning it is sealed shut. Is anyone wearing a hard suit?
I'm wearing a stealth suit. Stealth
I'm
hard
wearing
suit,
a
yep.
hard suit. I'm wearing
I'm
a
wearing a
mobility hard
No
suit.
clue.
I have the living suit.
Ew. Okay. You have what kind of hard suit do you have? Yeah, what kind of hard suit do you have, Starscream?
The mobility hard suit.
I would say that will help provide you enough leverage. Anyone using either Inventor Create or Hacker Fix to open the door,
I also have a knife.
Starscream, if you help them, you will give them +1 accuracy, so a d6 on their roll.
Oh.
Okay.
I also have a knife.
I don't think a knife is going to help with this, but with how
I can try.
your rolls have been, it might as well.
I can stab it in the door and try and lever the door open with it.
So Zayden and Shangyangy try to hack the door open, and then there's Boss shoving a knife in the crack of the door, trying to pry it open.
Alrighty. So either one of you, either Shangyangy or Starscream, can roll a Hacker Fix with +1 accuracy.
What is
What
your
do I roll
hacker
for
fix?
that? Just a nat 20.
It's in your character thingy.
Oh wait, what am I looking at? What do you mean? What is my hacker fix?
Like, is it +2? Mine's +2.
Mine's +2, yeah.
Oh, so it doesn't matter.
What are we rolling for this? A d20?
You just click this,
Hold
+1.
on. Literally just open your sheet. Go to your... Oh,
Hey, that's
you already know
pretty
how to do it.
How the fuck? Where's my sheet? I don't have a sheet!
Yes, you do.
Where?
For whatever reason, your dude is just not labeled.
What?
Or rather, Zayden is labeled. It just has like a generic thing. I'll fix it by tomorrow. Don't worry.
Where? Where?
It's under pilots in the actor tab. Oh, actually, no, it's not under pilots. I lied. It just says Zayden. Oh. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I'll have to fix that by tomorrow.
Oh,
Seems everything's a little strange. Anyway, your assistance with Toaston was enough to help open the door.
can't
That
find
is,
him.
it's fine.
He's
It's
not
fine.
here.
And with Toaston working on the door, and how are you helping Toaston open the door? By the way, are you like leveraging it open with your hard suit, or are you just simultaneously breaking into the door and doing security overrides?
Double hacking.
Yeah, double hacking.
Double
Absolutely,
hacking.
double
They're
hacking.
doing that while I'm in the process of trying to leverage the door open.
He's just trying to shove
Boss,
the knife
yeah,
in.
So
boss
all
got a knife
three
in
of
the
you
crack
are
of the door.
fucking cramped around the door, and
Oh lord.
boss, you have to catch yourself as the door flings open, and the chamber that all of you are in immediately depressurizes. As you see a horrifying sight before you. That lightning bolt blew through the hull, and there is no reactor. It gone.
I can't.
There is a
What?
hole in the ship
Oh,
Well, fuck.
where its power source used to be.
close it.
You can
So-
certainly see the beautiful emerald green surface of Hercinia, though.
Well, I think it's safe to say we're pretty fucked.
Otacon, I'd like to report a problem.
You're just looking at this going,
Okay.
fuck.
Yeah.
I would imagine that Chalice has grabbed everything and just comes up behind the group, be like, "What do you guys do?"
And then
Oh,
the door
shit.
flings open, and it's just...
And then,
Holy
Oh,
then you just
God.
then you just see Snake now looking at all this, or you see Boss. I'm going to vote that we all get back up to the flight deck and strap ourselves into a fucking chair.
Please, I cannot handle hitting my head on any more surfaces today.
Thankfully,
And-
those chairs are designed for crashes.
And what's essentially going to happen, you're only able to say this as one of our two hackers who just decides to slam the door shut.
Wait, before we do that, I want to take a selfie of the large hole in the ship.
Ain't no fucking way you are taking a selfie right now.
Do you do like the fucking shocked pointing
Yeah,
face?
yeah.
Yes.
I do. I'm gonna do that exact.
Please, someone try.
Oh,
Oh my god.
God damn it.
Shangyangy, I need a reference photo.
Alright, so Zayden's working to try and get the door closed, and fucking Shangyangy
Close
stands
the
up
door!
and takes a selfie with
Close
the
the
goddamn hole.
Alright, and after that exchange, and after everyone's hair is tossed about, that leaves you all in the now more rapidly descending ship. You all have two choices. Either A, go down with this ship and risk potential death or dismemberment. But, you know, your chances are a lot better than fucking skydiving out.
Or
Or Titanfall.
Oh, what?
As in
I
you
would
can
do
drop from this distance in the air from your ship in your mech and land safely.
our mechs are
However-
designed for Titanfall.
However, you would lose track of your ship. You wouldn't land with it.
I think we should suit up and stay in the ship.
We could Titanfall in the ship.
We should.
Yes. You would risk absolutely no injury if you got in your mech suits and just held on to something while in your chassis.
I vote we do that.
Sounds
Yeah.
like a really great idea.
All
So-
Let's
right.
do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Yes.
ask.
You
Splendid
are
idea.
currently... Jim,
We
let me
would've
just
been
paint the
new.
situation to you, buddy.
Jim!
Before you hear everyone clambering down the stairs into the cargo bay, you're just minding your own business in that sophisticated, not bolted down metal cage, and suddenly you're going up. You hear a horrendous sound like metal being torn apart by pure plasma. As the ship lists and all power is gone, it's completely dark in the cargo bay, and then emergency lights and sirens start flashing. Something bad just happened. For them, this is an opportunity to escape for you. However, unfortunately, your daughter is still asleep. She seems mildly perturbed during her nap by the blaring red alarms, but otherwise just sort of like grabs onto you and just kind of buries her head in your sweater.
Ah. Alright.
I'm so disturbed by the heartwarming images. I watched Jim Pickens disintegrate a grandma. Do you know how weird this is for me?
Now he's got a space kid.
A
Pretty
star
much-
child, if you will.
Don't. What?
As the ship continues to plummet, and you all are getting closer and closer to the ground. That leaves one final decision as the rest of the crew reaches the cargo bay and sees Jim just sort of sitting in his cage, not really looking like he knows what's going on.
Yeah, I'll
With
just
that
continue
creep-
smiling.
Yeah, I was about to say, with that creepy, ever-present smile on his face.
A
Said
bit
earlier,
amused.
I'm not dealing with the old man.
And
Sorry.
just to confirm for all of you, none of you see a girl in, like, none of you see his daughter at all.
Okay.
Is he still in the cage?
Yes. So he's just sitting there. And that leaves all of you, as you're sort of beginning to pop open your mechs and suit up, that leaves all of you with a dilemma. If you leave Jim in his cage, he could die. And you won't get paid. You don't have enough room in any of your mechs, unless one of you has an expanded compartment, to store him. So that means that you have to let him out.
Didn't Shangyangy have an extended compartment at one point?
It's funny you mention that.
Had. It got crushed.
If I were to just hold on to the cage really tightly, would it? Could I
That
stop
would
him from
improve
dying?
his chances of survival. But if impact hits and that cage breaks, he might suffer injury, or he might have a chance of slipping away without you noticing.
What if we all hug the cage?
What if we put
You
him in the
just
cage? What
grab
are we
onto
holding
one
on
part of the
to?
cage and fucking stare at
Yeah.
it.
You just put him in the middle and just hold him from every angle.
So what altitude are we at right now? Are we able to, like...
5,000 feet.
Okay.
I'm not good at math.
It's not a
So
good
a
idea
little
to
more
jump
than
out.
a little more than a mile above the surface and dropping.
Or,
Oh.
actually,
Below them all.
we're in the cargo
Oh yeah,
area.
below a mile.
Just
Are we
below.
gonna try dumping all the cargo while trying to protect them to Titanfall this shit?
Well, I was gonna say, would there be enough materials for me to try to make like a baby seat on my back with
I
invent
don't
and create? Just like there's something.
Yeah,
Times you
invented
have.
a bit. Not in the amount of time that you have, but you know,
Oh.
after your heroic crash landing, sure.
There is a solution here, which is simply I grab the cage and Titanfall with it.
And we
Oh
stay in the
boy.
ship.
Did I say it?
Separate from us?
Alright.
Well, Jim, do you get a say in it? That's a great question.
No.
I mean,
Oh.
Who said
you
no?
can try to
Which one of
persuade.
you?
The dilemmas of this option are: A, I get split up from you guys. B, I get stuck with Jim.
Well, all of you have your mechs down in the cargo bay, so all of you can suit up pretty much. Grab onto some portion of the cargo bay and brace for impact.
Or
Grab
we
the
could
cage
evenly
along
split
with
the
Rex.
party.
Yep.
We could evenly
Hold
split the party and have 2 people stay on the ship and Titanfall, and 2 people just Titanfall out of the ship to save Jim,
And then we regroup.
and then regroup.
It's not
Yeah.
bad
Fair enough.
idea.
You guys do have flight systems that could help slow your descent. Poor Jim is going to be knocked around the cage, but it's better than suffering an impact.
Yeah. And the question is,
Who
What
are
are
the
the
two
two?
that's staying on the ship?
That's a great question.
because I think we have what 2 hackers and 2 not hackers.
Do we want to split?
If
where
that's how you define
split the
people, sure.
do you want to split where
We have
there's one
two.
hacker?
We
there's
have
one
two.
hacker in each group?
We have 2 gamers and 2 normies.
Yeah,
So are we splitting where we have one hacker in each group?
that'd probably be the best play.
That would be a good idea. I would imagine that it would be a better idea to have Chalice on the ship since they also are close to their bag of supplies. And then if someone gets hurt while getting structural damage or something on the ship, they have the supplies for it.
Do you want to stay on the ship, Trevor? Is that why you suggested that?
Oh no, it doesn't matter to me because I think you and me we both have hack or fix and then invent or create.
I also have Inventor Create. You two both specifically have Hacker Fix.
Okay, well, fuck me.
Actually, it might be better for me to stay on the ship because if I can
Oh,
actually
here. How about
Challenge,
this?
you
I'll
have
tell you guys. I'll tell you guys what happens if you jump off the ship. So if you jump off the ship, you risk being put some distance away from it and losing track of it. If you stay on the ship, you'll obviously know where all of your supplies are, but you will take kinetic damage from landing in the ship. Not enough to like one-shot you or anything, but enough to potentially structure you. So like one of your guns could be destroyed in the impact or something like that.
What if we jump off right before it hits, so we know where it's at?
Elevator logic is not going to work here. You would have pretty much just splat on the ground.
I will jump out with Boss and Jim.
Okay.
All right. Sounds like a good
No
plan.
one hears a word.
Well, how big is our ship?
Hold up, I think I have.
enough to hold all of your mechs.
Let me look at my Spotify playlist for Boss. I think I have a perfect song for Falling in the Sky.
Gosh.
Oh, Lord of mercy.
I do have a song that I was going to play, but you are welcome to it.
Fucking Otacon just starts blasting the song through the speakers of all the comms.
It better not be fucking Freebird. It better not be Freebird.
No, it's not Freeboard. It's not Freeboard.
Freeboard. I would have been okay with Freeboard.
Alrighty.
Fucking perfect. Hold up.
So is the decision final?
Yeah,
Yeah.
suppose so.
Yes.
it's me and
Okay.
Delaney.
That leaves Shangyangy and Crow on the ship, and Boss and Starscream along with. Yeah.
So would you say it's
plummeting to the
currently?
surface.
Would you say it's currently storming?
Absolutely. No, it's not the storm that is approaching, please.
No, it's not
I'm
the storm
gonna
that's
kill you.
approaching.
I have the storm by minute. Wait. Hold on. I'll end the activity. Or I would.
Pretty sure this whole planet is a storm.
I think Zayden would have a mental breakdown if he heard this playing through the comms as he was free falling to the fucking ground.
That is pretty
Oh,
good.
yeah,
Actually. I
okay.
quite like that. No. I'm petty.
'Cause I'm free! Free falling! I like both of those choices, actually. Both of those are really good.
So you said we can use our flight system to try to make it not as bad?
If you're jumping out of the ship.
Oh.
I don't have flight systems.
Oh, you don't. Neither you nor, ironically enough, Starscream has flight systems.
Oh,
I might have. Hold up.
Oh,
Should we switch?
Starscream can't
no!
fly?
No! No, this is hilarious!
Should we
Well,
switch?
Let me
Starscream
double
is a placeholder of a call sign. So
let me double triple check to see if Destroyer of Your Mom has jets. You do actually.
oh shit, okay, we're good. We're Gucci.
I'm
You
sorry,
have-
I
you have-
remember giving this dude jets, but I might have taken them out to replace them with something else.
You have rapid burst jump jets.
Oh yeah, I
So
do
you can
love
just
that.
you can just constantly spam those pretty much.
Real. I'll do that. Wait, does that mean I should
Alrighty.
be holding Jim's cage since I'm the one that isn't gonna hit the ground hard?
Are you going to communicate that, or are you both just going to hold onto his cage and jump out, and then Boss will immediately become dead weight?
Oh no. Boss, you gotta let go, bro.
We haven't even jumped yet.
The back
Are we
of
actually
the...
calling it Titanfall?
We're not calling it
I'd like
Titanfall, I'm
to
sorry. It's
tell
copyrighted,
Jen,
I'm sorry.
as we're falling, that there's some new toys for her to play with if she likes.
You know what, Jim? Roll... What would be an appropriate skill check for this? Hold on.
I feel like as
Jim.
they're falling, Zayden's just constantly yelling at Boss to let go of the damn cage, so he can actually slow his fall with the jet system, and Boss isn't dragging him into the fucking ground.
So, Raymond, you can either roll Charm or... Yeah, Charm or Take Control would work here. To convince your daughter to wake up and help you.
Oh,
This song was a good choice for falling, Waylon.
Thank you. I've got a few. I just didn't expect one for falling to come in handy so soon. I should have played Separate Ways.
Hell yeah, let's go.
No way.
Alrighty, Jim, did you roll?
no, I'm not even in the thing.
Here, just roll a d20, I'll tell you what you got.
Oh, yeah, it would be a lot faster. Alright.
You add 4 from Charm, so...
Alright.
Surprise, surprise. Raymond is yet again a charisma build.
Yeah, you kidding me? Why wouldn't I be? Charisma's awesome. Best
This
stat.
old man should not be so charming.
I disagree. Clearly you've never met balding 32-year-old man.
No, I've met him quite often. Every instance has been me wanting to kill him.
Well, now you're saving him.
Yeah, isn't
Because
that nice?
I have to, otherwise I don't get paid.
Alrighty, what did you roll, Raymond?
15.
15?
Yes.
Alright, that's a 19. That is definitely a success. By the way, anything above a 10 is generally a success.
No.
Alrighty, so that's going to be a 19 total. That is definitely a success in your case. And your Janet will slowly stir, or just kind of looks up at you with just sort of slowly blinks twice, and then looks around, not panicking at all, despite there being like wind whipping around as the back of the cargo bay opens. And she'll look up at you to see what you were talking about.
What?
She's gonna look up at you to see what you're talking about.
Oh,
What are you asking her to do? She might listen to you.
I'm just letting her know that I found some new toys for her to play with.
And
outside of the cage.
she'll look at the 2 mechs that are holding on to either side of your cage.
Wait.
And she'll just sort of shake her head. And then she points at the corner of the cargo bay where a destroyed mech lays. Or a mech that was destroyed until the lights and the sensors begin to flicker.
Ooh.
As the
God.
one thing that they didn't destroy was your daughter's casket.
Oh,
And
No.
the mech
It was the
slowly,
NHP.
hellishly pulls itself together without anyone else being aware. So it's gonna make a quick hull check.
No fucking way.
Man, I wish I could see Otacon.
Wait.
oops.
Yeah, what?
You can. Otacon can actually live in a subaltern. It's just the only problem with doing that is that if he dies in that, he could die for good.
I thought we can clone them, like people.
You can, but that instance of Otacon would die for good.
Oh.
Oh,
Wait, NHPs can be cloned?
yes.
It's like people can be
What the fuck is
clones.
that?
Didn't we hear earlier that you were fresh out of the cloning pod, Delaney?
Maybe.
Unfortunate.
L ratio. Imagine not being naturally born.
Damn.
Alrighty. Let's see what we get here. 14, total of 19. That is going to be... Actually, you know what? This is going to be a contested hold check. I think that's fair. So between Starscream and Boss, who's going to do a contested hold check to see if they can keep their hands on the cage?
Is it a mech hull check?
Yes.
You
You are unaware of the mech literally pulling itself back together, so the mech did get accuracy on this, so this might be a difficult one to beat.
I
But
do
who
have.
knows? Your luck is quite good.
I have a 1 on hull checks, Delaney.
I don't know what I'm supposed to be looking at for that.
It's the mech stats in your pilot sheet.
Mm,
I'll
Mech
find
stats.
you. Those jeans that
Where?
find you. Sorry, this is a good song.
What?
Hold on.
No.
You like my playlist music so far, Joe?
This is a banger, I have to admit.
What am I looking at?
Hold
God,
on, hold on,
someone
hold
help
on,
me.
hold on. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, we really have to fix your stuff, Delaney.
Please, God,
I've never
someone
s-
help me.
I've never seen it quite this bad.
Please, God, help me.
Well,
I
like,
can't
look,
say
he left
anything.
me in the cage.
There we go. Destroyer of your mom has a +0 to hull.
So I'll make the hull check.
Yeah, I think you should make the whole check.
So is it just a straight hull check?
Yeah, straight hull check.
Nope.
Unfortunately, that is going to be a failure. The plan is immaculate. The cargo doors open. You hear nothing but the rushing wind, creating a bit of noise and static around your sensors. But you do hear, right before it tackles the cage out of your hands, I'll play what the mech sounds like as it's pulling itself back together. Ignoring that, we're looking at...
Ew.
Oh, lovely.
And by tackling into the cage, almost as if it's like slowly going in slow motion, it pushes both of you off of the ship at the same time.
Aw, motherfucker.
So all of you are stuck in free fall. As Jim, your eyes are not your eyes, Jesus. Your arms are sort of splayed out to the left and right. It's like a flash of lightning goes behind you in the distance,
my
sort of
God.
illuminating your silhouette, making you look
Car solo is perfectly timed.
like the Antichrist.
What the fuck? Oh my lord.
And your captors look positively furious, or you think they would be if you could see their faces anyway. But Jim, you don't see that. You see your terrifying looking mech with some Horus instruments on it, reaching out towards you
Come
with
to
its maw that contains the pilot's cockpit wide open as if it's about to bite you in half. But overlaid over that, you see her hair just sort of whipping around, your sweet daughter, Janet, pulling you into a hug. With her arms outstretched and positively laughing her head off in free fall.
Yep.
And
That's his daughter.
eventually, the steel jaws of your mech shut around you without harming any of your limbs as everything instantaneously powers on. The nuclear fission reactor that you have knocking and beginning to spin and rotate into place as fuel rods slam together, Cherenkov radiation being emitted through cracks in the back of your mech. As your hell engine roars to life, and all systems are online and mostly functional. Sure, if you want to assume it sounds like Transformer noises.
I didn't hear the
I'm going to turn into a truck now. Chur, chur, chur.
What did you say, Raymond?
yeah, I didn't hear the what you have, so I'm gonna assume cool transformer noises.
Chur, chur, chur.
Was it cool, everyone?
Exactly what
Was
it's-
it cool enough? It was
No.
cool enough.
No.
That was fucking immaculate.
Terrifying.
That was pretty cool.
Please tell me someone got that on recording. Please,
Yes.
God.
Yes,
Now we're
thank
41
God.
minutes in.
Mine
Hell yeah.
stopped at one point, but it's restarted. So yeah, I got
What
that
was
on
that
recording.
timestamp?
Now we're in 41 minutes.
I'm annoyed. I think I had to close. I have to close my OBS to restart the recording. So Trevor, this
Yeah,
one's on you.
It's fine.
I feel like Raymond's mech looks like one of the Evangelion mechs, like when they have the
Oh,
teeth out.
it definitely looks like something like Jim Pickens mixed with some mech out of Evangelion. It looks horrific.
Okay.
It looks horrific. Hold on. And as all of you are plummeting closer and closer to the surface of Hercynia, those of you left behind in the ship hold on to something as your descent begins to quicken. And the ship will crash land in the middle of a field, tearing through soft earth and crops, sliding forward, chunks of the hull ripping off and flying backwards before coming to a slow grinding halt. It was a good thing, Crow, that you snagged all those goods while you could. Because whatever is left of the ship at this point is scattered around the area in a smoking pile of debris. And that leaves our, well, other companions who decided to jump out. You will land some distance away from your allies. Though I will tell you, Starscream, you have much more control over where you land because of your boost jets.
Okay.
Oh yeah, right. Also, those of you who are in the ship, you are going to take some kinetic damage. How much, you ask? 6.
Okay.
So not bad. Could have been softer, but not a bad landing, all things considered.
This is not the meme I was looking for, but I ended up finding this one, so you guys get this one.
Ratio, this guy.
You should
So
have gotten one about the
Starscream,
memes, bro.
Starscream, you will land relatively fine. Are you going to choose to land closer to where you saw the ship go, or are you going to choose to land with Jim and Boss?
I'd say I'd land with Jim and Boss.
Alrighty. As all of you are essentially, well, not all of you, as let's just say probably 2 of you are giving the dear leader a death glare. As you're all sort of plummeting out of the sky, some of you slower than others. But all of you will crash land, but the servos in your mech and the hydraulics will soften the blow just enough to not sustain any permanent damage, other than some scrapes and scuffs. And, all of your blood going to your feet at once and almost causing you to pass out. But, that's probably fine. And so all three of you, standing upright in your mechs, sort of stare at each other as rain begins to fall. It's a slow, tinkling noise almost, like little pebbles or rocks are being dropped on top of your mech. But soon it turns into a thundering downpour. But before any of you can make the first move, draw the first weapon, so to speak, start initiative, rather, you'll notice in this field that you guys aren't alone. No, in fact, the trees surrounding this small plot of farmland will be populated by flashing sensors from small mechs and small, more humanoid-sized targets. You have to guess either hard suits or subalterns. As it seems that all of you, unintentionally, landed in the dead center of an ongoing assault against a barn.
Do we actually see these mechs?
Yes.
Like, can we see any identifying markings?
You recognize their mechs as being similar in style and equipment to a mercenary company you fought in the past, particularly one after a particular set of data towers. But these mechs do seem a bit different. Their movements are janky almost. And after all of you landed, all of them looked to all three of you simultaneously, as if they all have the same head turning on a swivel.
Oh? What does that mean?
Hive mind, perhaps?
You guys are outnumbered. In terms of significant threats, you are outnumbered 3-1.
Great.
As in, there are 9 truly significant enemies to fight.
So, are you saying we should run away?
No,
Or are you
I'm saying
tomorrow's problem?
tomorrow's problem. As initiative doesn't exist in Lancer, all of you will get a chance to act first. You can run if you want to. But that barn that all of these mechs seem to be assaulting doesn't have much in the way really defending it. As in, when I say they don't have much in the way, I mean they have nothing.
So, how far away are they?
You have no idea. If you have to guess at a glance, anywhere from, 0.2 to a half mile away. Or farther.
Is this for Boss and Zayden?
Yes, specifically Boss and Zayden.
Okay.
And Jim.
And Jim. Yes.
You guys are technically safe from this conflict. You're much further off.
So, are we in front of the barn?
You guys didn't land directly in front of the barn, but it is within eyesight. So basically, you could see a force advancing towards it that then stops as soon as you land.
Boss just kind of Otacon, pass me through to everyone if you're able to.
Sure. Getting right on that.
How you doing after that fall? You okay?
Oh, yes, my casket has never been in better condition.
And at that moment, boss just kind of turned around and looking at the casket, making sure it didn't take on too much damage, and if it got knocked out of place a bit, he'd re-secure it.
Ugh, right. You're through to everyone. And everyone on your HUD, your screen just sort of glitching a little bit. And Jim, Otacon even managed to get into your comms. As this is communicated to everyone, even Shangyangy and Crow.
Well, I'm not sure where exactly we landed, but I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that we found what we were sent down here to stop, which is a bunch of mechs that are very similar to the ones at the data towers.
And as you're going through and informing everyone of the situation, all of you will automatically just sort of wince to the side as a loud feedback sounds in your mechs as something forces its way into your communication line. As you hear the voices of dozens or even hundreds of robotic voices sound out. Revolutionaries detected. Engaging new threat.
Oh, well,
Kept
that
you waiting, huh?
wasn't.
And all of those lights in the forest will flash in response. As we will pick up next session with an immediate combat at the start.
Oh my god.
Alrighty.
I think we're gonna have to
God
set
damn
up the ship for wave defense.
Be gone. There we go. Bot gone. So, that was the intro session to Lancer. No room for a wallflower.
Banger. I say it's a banger of a session.
It is. It was.
Okay, hell yeah.
Second time starting off the session with a nat 20.
Why?
Raylan's just got
Your
really
luck is
fucking good
great,
luck.
bro.
Holy shit.
How in Lancer of all games is your luck banger, but in Pathfinder it's dog shit?
Because I'm pulling shit that